What's up, everyone? You are watching CS Coins. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be hunting a quarter bag. I actually hunted one just a few days ago. Found a silver quarter. That video probably was uploaded by this point like a week or so ago. But we're trying it again. I found a West Point in the bag before the last bag. The last bag I found a silver quarter. So the finds have been pretty decent, although they've been slow. So I'm hoping to get a good bag here where I can find like multiple pretty good finds in the bag. Maybe a couple silvers, a couple W's, maybe more than that if I'm really lucky. So I'm really hoping for a good bag here. Really would like to hit 100 West Point quarters. I think at this point I'm over 90, or at least getting close to 90, last I checked. So yeah, hopefully we can get some more to get us to 100 this hunt. I will bring you guys in for the first find. So I've got an American Memorial Park here, and it's not a West Point, but if we look on the reverse here, you can see a pretty big die chip on that furthest flag to the right. I've found those before, but this one is a bit bigger than they normally are. Usually it's like a little dot on top of that flag. This is a nice little lump, so that is pretty cool. I'll also have to compare this one to different American Memorial Parks, but I know they can have a DDO, specifically near In God We Trust, and it does look to be a little thicker than most of them that I find, so I'll have to find one to compare to it. That would be pretty awesome if there were, you know, this error on the reverse and a DDO on the obverse. That'd be awesome, but it's not really too convincing to me. It just looked a little unusual to me, so I'll double check on that later, but still, that's an awesome find. Real quick, I just wanted to let all you guys know I'm now a partner with Whatnot. So Whatnot is an up-and-coming virtual marketplace that is kind of similar to eBay. They're just going to focus a lot more heavily on live video auctions, so that's what's unique about it. So there's going to be people doing these live video auctions of all kinds of coins and bullion. You can buy gold bullion, silver coins, gold coins, pretty much anything you could imagine, copper coins, all that kind of stuff. So if you guys use my link, since I'm now a partner, you can save $15 on your first buy when you make an account. So sign up using that link in the video description and save some money on some awesome coins. I'm seeing a different mint mark than D or P here, and it is an S, but this is not going to be a proof. This is a Business Strike San Francisco minted coin, which means this was made likely for mint rolls or mint sets. But it's not a proof. It doesn't have that proof finish. So let's take a look and see what reverse we have here. Saratoga 2015. Cool. I would have liked to find a W instead, but I will take it. That's our first find. That's not some kind of error. We do have a couple like die chips and stuff like that here. This was kind of interesting. We have a 2022 P Wilma Mankiller. And it looks like a nose die chip is kind of starting to form, but I don't know if you guys can see that with that zoom. That's probably a little bit better. It's almost like some kind of like, yeah, I don't even know. I think that's the beginning of the nose die chip, but it just looks kind of interesting. And we have two 2021 P Crossing the Delaware Bird's Nest die chips. So I found those while I was hunting. Hadn't filmed them yet. But that puts us at 5 finds already. Hopefully we can get on some more good ones. Let's keep at it. Looks like this next find is also going to be an S minted quarter. This one's going to be a proof though. We can see that thicker edge. And this looks to be a state quarter from the bust on the obverse. Let's flip it and see what state we got. All right, we're going to have a 2007 Washington. It's really not in terrible shape. I've seen proofs that look a lot worse than that. Could be better, but probably above average. So that's pretty cool. Second S minted quarter find in a row. Let's keep at it. I want to find a W minted quarter now. I just came across this. I thought this was pretty cool. We've got a 2023 P quarter here, and this is the newest design, I believe, Eleanor Roosevelt. I honestly didn't even know these were out yet, so I'm going to put this one to the side and see if there's any errors to look for these yet. I haven't really heard much about it. Like I said, it kind of went under the radar. I didn't even know these were out yet. So I don't see anything out of the ordinary on it, but I'm going to look up, you know, anything I should be looking for on this one. That's pretty cool. All right, so we have another find here. This is a pretty good one. We've got a double die obverse here. This is going to be a 2020 P Salt River Bay. My last quarter hunt, I think I found 2 of these, but you can see In God We Trust and the P Mint mark are a bit thicker than they typically would be. Normally they are really thin lettering, but you know, it's pretty easy to see that doubling the thickness there when you hold it in that light. So awesome find. I was a bit surprised to see this find here. So we do have a Salt River Bay, and flipped it over to see if we have a West Point. We don't. But we do have another DDO. This is the second Salt River Bay DDO of the hunt. And surprisingly, the last bag had 2 of them as well. I don't know why these have been showing up so much lately, but this is number 4 in my last 2 bags. So that's pretty cool. This one's in pretty good shape other than the gunk on the front, but I'm sure I can wipe that off. So happy to see that. That's a good find. We don't have a ton of coins left, so I'm really hoping that we can get a W. I don't see any silver or anything, but a W or a good air would be nice to finish this bag off. Well, unfortunately, that bag is over with. I did get one last find at the end there, but I don't think I'm going to keep it. This is going to be an In God We Rust. The T is pretty much gone there, but the reverse has some bad rotor rash on it. I think this probably was in a parking lot or something. It got pretty beat up, so I'm not going to hold on to it, but yeah, that would have been a decent find. But we do have a lot of finds. I didn't record all of it, but we do have like a lot of die chips and stuff, so I don't really film those as much anymore unless there's something cool. But yeah, we definitely got over 10 finds, and nothing too crazy, but at least we got some DDOs and some other cool stuff. So we'll go over those real quick. And I don't think this video will be done at that. I think we'll be looking through more quarters. All right, guys, I went back out today looking for more quarters. I was looking to get a sealed box, and unfortunately the bank I went to didn't have that, but they did have 300 customer wraps, and I have not searched customer wrap quarters in a while. So you really don't know what to expect. I find that customer wraps typically are searched a good chunk of the time, but there's like multiple different kinds of wrappers in here. I'd say like 4 or 5 different kinds of wrappers, so that's a really good sign. That means there were multiple people turning in quarters, and the more people turning in quarters, the higher the chance of somebody turning in something good. So we're gonna go ahead and search these 300 in quarters right now. I'm actually on my lunch break at work, so I'll get through as many as I can. And I think I'm gonna try to stop at a couple other banks after work to hopefully get more quarters. I'd like to get some boxes. If not, I guess I'll settle for a bag. But we are going all out for this quarter video, so I will start hunting the 300. Let you guys know if we find anything. I'm on roll 6 of these customer wraps, and we have a die chip here. This one's going to be a 2022 P Maya Angelou with the die chip at the mouth. So that's a pretty cool find, guys. Nothing crazy, but that's a pretty nice little die chip find. We will take it. Pretty cool find here on roll 19. We've got a Wilma Mankiller quarter, 2022 P. Usually you would look on the nose for a die chip on this one, or on the mouth for a Drooling George, and we might have a tiny die chip on the mouth. But flip it over and we've got a pretty big die chip on the star there. I've never seen one quite like that, so that's pretty awesome, guys. That is like a new error that I haven't found yet, so very happy with that. Let's keep at it, see if we can find anything else. What's going on, guys? I got some quarters today from a bank. I ended up getting actually 200 in machine wrap from one bank. I went to another bank. They had a full box of customer wraps. I actually had more than that, but I had a full box to exchange, so I got a full box back. So I'm really hoping we can do good with these. The quarters have been pretty slow lately, so hopefully doing the roll as opposed to the bags will give me some better luck here. So I'm going to start with the machine wraps. As I said before, we have 20 rolls of those, 50 rolls of the customer wraps. So we're going to go ahead and go through these, starting with the machine wraps. I'll show you guys any finds. We've already got a good find here on roll 1 of these machine wraps. We've got an In God We Rust, 2005 P Kansas. That's a pretty good one too. The T is pretty gone on there, especially when you hold it under the light. It's hard to see it. So that's a nice find. I'm happy with that. Let's keep at it. Roll 2, we have got another find here. We are making pretty good pace. This one's going to be a 2022 P Maya Angelou. And we have got a Drooling George die chip here, little die chip on the mouth. Roll 10 here, we have another find. I did find a couple minor like bird's nest die chips that I put to the side that I didn't film. But we've got a 2019 Philadelphia American Memorial Park here. Wasn't that W. But if we look above the flag here, you can see something kind of crazy going on. I think that might be the start of a die chip on top of the flag. I definitely have seen that flag to have die chips quite often, so I don't know, that's pretty interesting. We'll hold on to it. So we finished up those machine wraps. Not any super notable finds there, and I'm probably, I'd say, on 8 or 9 rolls of the customer wraps now. Check that out, guys. We've got a West Point. I didn't really expect to find one in these type of rolls. I don't know why, there's just a ton of them. I didn't think there would really be anything in there, but we do have a West Point. This one is pretty dirty. There's definitely some rust or something going on that one, so I'll have to see if I can get that off. But it is a 2019, and it does look to be in decent shape underneath all that gunk on it. So let's give it a flip and see what design we have. All right, War in the Pacific. There's a pretty big scratch on the reverse, but I'm still really happy to see that. Honestly, was not really expecting a W in this hunt, so I'm very happy to be on the board there. And that's awesome because, like I said, we have a bunch of those other rolls from that same bank. So the person that turned this in could have turned in more West Points. I will show you guys if we get any more good finds. Hopefully we get one soon. Got another good find here in the customer wraps. I've looked through a good chunk of them now. All those wrappers that I found the W in are searched. I just got like shotgun tubes now. But we do have an S-minted business strike, and this one is going to be a Bombay hook 2015. That's awesome. We found one in the bag too, so this is the second one of the hunt so far. Just wanted to take a minute to show you guys all the die chips I've been finding this hunt too. I haven't been recording them all just because so many have been showing up. But we have a good chunk of the Drooling George mouth die chips on all different kinds of reverses on the 2022s. So we ended up finding quite a few of those. This one's pretty decently sized. That's another one there, and another one. And we also did find, man, I don't know if this is the only one, but at least like 1 or 2 of the 2021P Bird's Nest die chips. We got a little die chip on the hat right there. So we have a lot of finds. These are all the finds from the customer wrap so far, including that West Point. And then we have the bag finds up here, which we did have a lot of finds in the bag too. So pretty good hunt so far. I'd like to find more W's, but we're finding some cool stuff. Roll 38 of the customer wraps, I ended up getting a pretty cool find. It's something I've never found before. So I saw this reverse here. I thought it looked a little proof-like, so I flipped it. And I've got my first ever bicentennial proof. I've never found one before. I checked the edge. It is not silver, unfortunately, just a clad variation. But it looks like it's in really good shape. I mean, it's a little scuffed up from being touched by hands for sure. But I think I can rub a lot of that off. I'll probably just get a soft cloth and rub that off. That was a pretty good rhyme right there. But I'm going to go ahead and probably rub it off with my shirt or some other cloth and see if we can get that off there. I think it's in pretty good shape, and I think that'll come off pretty easy. But that's an awesome find. I've been doing this for a couple years now, and I've never found any of these. So very happy with that. Just thought I'd show this real quick. On the next roll, I've got a 1982D, and this one is in really nice shape. I don't see any scratches or very much circulation wear. I would assume this is probably high AU, maybe low mint state. But 82D is a special year because they didn't make mint sets this year. I believe 82 and 83, there were no mint sets. So quarters from this year are very tough to find in good condition, just because the only way they could be in really nice condition is if a collector held onto it for decades. Otherwise, it would have had to just survived in circulation without having too much wear on it. So these typically are worth quite a bit more than a normal quarter of that age. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at my red book in a while, but I would assume this is probably like a $5 quarter plus in this condition. They're worth quite a bit of money when they're in better shape, so that's pretty awesome. We will definitely hold on to it. This is a pretty crazy hunt, guys. Believe it or not, on the very next roll, I popped this out. I thought it looked a bit proof-like. I gave it a flip, and of course, we got another proof here. The reverse looks a bit nicer. It doesn't look too bad at all, but the obverse is pretty scratched up. But I will take another proof. We got a 2000 South Carolina here. That's pretty rare. Usually I might find, you know, 1 proof every hunt, every 2 hunts. To find as many as I have, I think we're at 3 proof coins and 2 S-minted coins for $2,000. That's pretty uncommon. So very happy with that find. You can see the thick edge there. Another proof. Let's add it to the finds here. I did flip up that Bicentennial just because I've never found one before. And it did clean up pretty good when I rubbed it off with my shirt. So still a little scratched up. Obviously, it's been in circulation for probably, 30 plus years, but it's still in decent shape for being that old. That's awesome, guys. Let's keep at it. I cannot make this up, guys. Very next roll, I've got silver. What a crazy hunt this has been. Look at all these finds just from these customer apps. We have a W, we've got proofs, and now a silver quarter. I think I'm gonna have to go back to hunting customer old quarters. This is awesome. It's going to be a Denver minted Washington. Let's give it a flip and see the year. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be 60s. It looks newer. And yep, we got a 1964. Man, that's crazy though, guys. I might have to get back to the rolls like I said. I mean, a W, a silver, all these finds. We got proofs. Anything you could want from a quarter hunt, we got in these $1,000. Back-to-back quarter hunts now. I mean, the bag was without silver, but back-to-back quarter videos with silver. That's awesome. I think we're at 6 for the year now. What a wonderful find. Let's go through these and see if we have anything cool. Any W's, errors, any of that thing. But look at that. Silver Jars can be happy to have this one. Awesome. Alright guys, so I don't have anything too crazy today, but I hit up another bank looking for customer app quarters. I'm trying to do these a little more consistently. I wasn't planning on adding this on to the video here, but I might as well. I only got 18 rolls. Shouldn't be too long of a hunt here. But we're going to go ahead and search these as well to get us a little closer to 1,000 in customer app quarters to make this an even fight between the customer apps and the bagged quarters. So let's jump into these. I will show you guys my first find if I get any. Hopefully we got something good in here. Roll 6 here, we're gonna have a find. It's nothing too crazy, but it's a good sign that nobody's been through these yet. We've got a 2022 P quarter here. This one is a Wilma Man Killer. I already checked out the reverse. And we've got a nose die chip here. There's a little tiny die chip on the tip of the nose, right there if you guys can see it. So that's a pretty sweet one. It's nothing too crazy, it's just a small die chip, but definitely a welcome find, and that shows us that somebody hasn't gone through at least some of these rolls. I think a lot of collectors will pull that aside, so happy to have it. Hopefully there's more finds coming soon. Let's go, guys. That's what I'm talking about. We are on roll 11 now out of 18, and as soon as I open the roll, I could see that rim. We have got a silver quarter all the way here. It's not Canadian, that is not foreign, that looks to be silver. So this would make actually the second silver customer wraps for this video. That's pretty awesome. Let's take a look and see what we got there. It's probably going to be 60s. It looks like a pretty sharp edge there. Usually you can tell they're a little more worn or more tarnished if they're older ones. But hey, any silver is silver, and silver quarters are tough to find. So let's go ahead and see what we got here. All right, so we have, as expected, the Eagle back reverse here. It's got some nice toning all around on the reverse. Let's give it a flip and see what year. We don't have a mint mark either, so it's Philly minted. And this one is a 1964. It's the most common year of the quarters. I think I've got like, I want to say 5 or 6 of the 1964 quarters for the year so far, and only one older one. The other one's from the 40s, but hey, I will still take it all day long. That's an awesome find. And number 2 for the hunt, I'm gonna go ahead and pull over that other one we found. 2 1964 quarters in these customer apps, guys. That's awesome. That is a sweet find and something I definitely didn't expect in $180. So hopefully there's more to be found, guys. I mean, whoever dumped these most likely wasn't looking for anything in particular. I mean, there's other rolls like this to look through, so really crossing my fingers we can find something else like this, or a W, or something awesome. Great find though, I'm very happy with it. That's a wrap on these quarters. I'm just gonna do a wrap up right now for the full hunt. Man, did we get a lot of finds. This was a really fun hunt. I'm glad I got it all on video for you guys to check out. This will be a cool one. We got a lot of die chips here. We got some proofs, S-mints, pretty much everything. We got DDOs, silver, W, I wanted more W's, but you know, I'm fine with that. I don't know if I ended up filming this one or not, because I have been filming this video over the duration of a couple weeks here, but we have a 1982D in really good condition. And these were not made for mint sets actually in this year, so the 82D is tougher to find in better condition, so it's definitely a nice one to find. I will definitely be holding on to that one. This was probably my favorite find of the hunt, even though it's not very rare or anything. I mean, it's rare to find coin roll hunting, but no value for the most part. But we have a clad bicentennial quarter here, 1976S. No silver rim, sadly. I did check for that 40% silver. Didn't have it, but that's a cool one too. The West Point, of course, we've got a War in the Pacific. That's one I don't find very often, so I was really happy to see that come out. 2 silvers, 64 Philadelphia, and a 64 Denver. Very glad to see those. It is not easy to find silver quarters at all, especially nowadays. It seems like every year they get tougher to find, so super happy to add these to my stack for the year. We've got some proofs here. I'll just quickly go over those. We have a Washington 2007 in pretty bad condition. This was actually just an estimated business strike. We have a Bombay Hook 2015. Here we've got another S-Mint Saratoga 2015. This actually is a really nice proof. I might flip this one up. It was pretty scuffed up when I found it, but I was able to get a little cloth and wipe it down a little bit. You can see some small scratching on there, but for a 2000, I mean, you rarely find them in this kind of condition and circulation. That looks really good. And I'm sure whoever turned this in, it probably wasn't, you know, a super long time ago. If it had been in circulation for, you know, 23 years, it would look a lot worse than that. So that's cool. We might flip that one up. Usually I put them in tubes, but that one's in really nice condition. We've got a DDO here, 2020P, Salt River Bay. I find a lot of those. It's probably one that I'll start selling off. They're not worth a whole lot, but I just have so many, and need to free up some room in my collection for some other coins. That's another one right there. We've got a couple cool die chips here. These are AMP 2019s. We've got a nice one right up top of that flag on the far right. It's usually where I tend to find them. And we've got another one right here that's a pretty nice sized die chip on that far flag as well. Nothing special with this one here, but I did just pull aside the new Eleanor Roosevelt quarter. It's the first one I've ever seen in circulation, 2023P. I can't see any errors or varieties going on with this one, but I'll have to look into it. I still have not found out if there's anything crazy going on with those yet. We've got a ton of die chips. These are all Drooling George, various reverses. I'm not gonna go over them too thoroughly because they're pretty common, but some of them are, you know, pretty big die chips. And we have the Crossing the Delawares down here. Also on the end here, we have got a 2005P and God We Rust Kansas State quarter. So that was a nice find too. So altogether, pretty amazing quarter hunt. I think the customer rolls carried pretty heavy here though. We got the W in those. We got the silver. I believe we got the bicentennial. So those were pretty awesome. But I'm definitely going to be hunting a lot more quarters in the near future. I think customer wraps are something I'm going to try to do a little more frequently. I find that a lot of times, you know, collectors will dump their garbage like quarter wise at banks, like more so than any other denomination. In the past, I kind of gave up on hunting customer rolled quarters just because I found so many that were already searched. Didn't have a lot of good finds, but it seems like lately they've been picking up, so I'm probably going to start doing those more frequently. But thank you all for watching. This was a really fun quarter hunt. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. I sure enjoyed hunting these quarters. Take a minute to tap that like button, subscribe to my channel if you're new, if you enjoyed the video, and I will see you all in the next one. Everyone have a great and safe weekend.